y'all. It's time for some damn good tacos in college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs. And everybody, welcome to the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk. I'm Jason Pattison, special guest Marshall Foreman tonight, and good evening, Razorback Nation. I want to say special thank you to Torchys Tacos for all of their great hospitality that they give us each and every week. And you can always click and like the subscribe button on the right-hand corner of Hogville YouTube channel to subscribe to all the past shows with Otis, Dudley, Kevin, and Marshall. Special thank you to Carbless Cocktails. You can try any of their 9 different flavors. They are 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 100 calories. They have 8 different vodka flavors and that tequila margarita flavor as well. You can pick those up at any major retailer or here at Torchy's.
That's that stuff?
That's that stuff right there.
Oh, you gave Carrie one.
Yeah.
She left it in my refrigerator. I drank it last week.
How was it?
It's pretty damn good.
I know. It's an aftertaste, man. It's an aftertaste.
It was pretty damn. I was like, damn, this is good.
Be sure to also stop by either of the 2 Torchys locations here in Rogers or Fayetteville here in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. Try either their queso and pair that with, and I've got the new taco of the month here, Marshall. It is called the Holy Diver.
The Holy Diver. That just makes me think it's hot. So, you know.
I know. I'm telling you, it's got shrimp, and there's all sorts of fixings on top of that with the flour tortilla. Pair that with that or with any of the great tacos that they have on that menu and open your taste buds to a whole new world. Man, I'm going to tell you what. It's been kind of a hot minute since you and I kind of got together and did some stuff, you know.
It has.
And I'll be honest with you. I missed you.
Yeah, right. You've been probably too busy to miss anybody.
No, man. We've been having different guests rotate each and every week. And John James was on here, our photographer, and
right.
Of course Otis. Jerry Meadows, one of our writers, he's been on here too. And you have, and we're waiting for Drake. I think Drake's going to come by at some point. I got to get him all locked up though. So
okay.
Anyway, man, I'm going to tell you what. The national championship was Monday night, and I thought it was going to be a close game. I predicted that Ohio State was going to win. 31-24.
Okay.
I wasn't too far off, but there was a point in that first half, probably about second, third drive for Notre Dame till the end of the half. I'm going to tell you what, they just went MIA.
Well, but that you know, I agree with you on that, but that's Ohio State. That's one thing I've noticed about him. If you give him 8 to 10 days to prepare for someone,
yeah,
he's gonna have a game plan for you. And if you're not good at readjusting that before half, you're gonna fall way behind. But that's the bad part about it. He has that game plan, but it doesn't change throughout the game. No. So if you pick it up and figure out what he's doing early, you got a shot. But he's damn good at getting in a game plan that is going to beat you if you're going to do anything near the same thing you've been doing all year.
Yep. And Notre Dame made adjustments in the second half. They put up 2 scores, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. That's a testament, honestly, to Riley Leonard, because that guy basically wore his shirt on or his heart on his sleeve and motored that team down to just 2 scores. gave them a chance with 4 minutes left, and it was a ball game.
Yeah, by then I think I'd already quit watching it. I think I stopped watching it in the third quarter. They had me upset because I was pulling for Notre Dame. But
Yeah,
I mean, hey, it turned out to be a good game.
I was pulling for Notre Dame too. You think about it, you see Al Golden, defensive coordinator for Notre Dame. He's gone. He's off to the NFL.
Really?
Yes, he is. That might open the door for Bobby Petrino and a little bit of Razorback action 5th week of the season.
Yeah, you know the way I look at that, if when I'm a coordinator, I hate change that I don't know about. Meaning, I hate seeing a new coordinator come in because I don't have enough film to watch on him because he's new.
Yeah.
You want to beat me or drive me crazy? Give me someone I can't watch film on.
I want to allude to this too really quick because it does talk about assistants. Is that there were 7 assistants on Sam's staff that got raises over the last few weeks.
Really? Well, that's good.
Locking them in.
That's good. That's great. That's great. I mean, I think we spoke on that before, man. This staff, we want to see all of them stay because they work good together, and it seems like it's a lot of upside to the future with all those guys.
It really does. And you bring Talon back, same coordinator. Everything is pretty much in place as far as the offense goes. And I want to talk about the offensive line here in a little bit. Having to depend on different players. When we thought we were going to be able to see Monte Harrison in the bowl game. Didn't get to see him. I was a little disappointed in that. I know they had a hamstring injury.
Yeah, I was disappointed in that myself.
And he found some people that he could rely on, but unfortunately, both of those guys are gone. Isaac Tesla, he's going to the NFL draft. And then you got Davion Dozier, who lit the scoreboard up with a couple of great plays. And now he's gone too.
He was just waiting on that opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, that's the way you take it, man. You get that opportunity. He took advantage of it, man. I was like, where has this kid been all year?
I know. And that's what a lot of Razorback fans have talked about too.
Yeah.
Is what has Sam had on the bench that hasn't seen action that can produce? Now there's that time it's going to happen because all the people that did produce are gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine all of those guys on the field with Monte, and if he plays as good as we think he's going to play?
Yeah.
We had weapons all the way across that receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Now you've reloaded. You got 6 wide receivers that have came in, and one of the ones that I'm most intrigued about, not Courtney, but I'm intrigued by Omega Blake.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with him.
He's a transfer from Charlotte. I think he had 63 catches, right around 900 yards last year, and I think 12, 17 touchdowns, right around that area. I mean, the kid produced, and that to me is exciting because now you don't have some D2 guys that they did great down in D2, but let's face it, D2 is D2.
Yeah,
it's not D1.
Yeah, no. I mean, anybody that's played both or even coached both, they'll tell you that. Yeah, you can see it if you know football. There's a difference.
Oh, there is, and that's what took Andrew Armstrong a year to get sped up. Isaac Tesla a year to get sped up. Isaac didn't have the year that we thought, but we sure as hell had Andrew have the year we thought he would have.
I think he could have had the year we thought the quarterback would have gave it to him more, which he should have thrown to his direction a lot more. That kid's good.
Yeah.
That kid is good.
So I want to ask you this because I know that we hear, I'm not going to call it propaganda, but we hear what comes from off-season. You get to hear from the strength coach. We'll hear probably more from the strength coach the first couple of press conferences because, don't get me wrong, they're in their rooms, they're during the off season, but
they're more with strength coach more than anything else. Kind of walk me through what off season looked like whenever you were on the hill.
Well, when we were there off season, I mean, we knew what we were supposed to be doing, and the strength coach was the coach that we saw more, because that's when you get ready for the season for the most part, as far as being strong enough and having muscle to protect the bones.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, well, for me, it was different. I hid every chance I got. I hid from the strength coach, because I was one of those people that I would bulk up real quick.
Okay.
And I didn't want it. I mean, it was uncomfortable for me, and it slowed me down. So every chance he turned his head, I wasn't lifting. I mean, I don't know if George knew that, but he knew me. He knew there was never a point where I wasn't strong enough to do what I would need to do.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, man. It was like a balloon, easy. It just came easy for me as far as getting stronger and getting bigger, and I didn't want to get bigger.
You got good genes, man. You got good genes.
I agree with that. I mean, mom and dad, I thank them all the time. It definitely ain't me.
Man, and that's the thing, too. I mean, whenever you're going through off season, I know that you talked about the strength, but the conditioning part of it, how important is it for guys to keep up the running part of that? Because you see some guys, they do good, they go to spring. Back then, you had a chance to go home for a while if you weren't doing summer classes, or you didn't really have to do summer classes. And then some guys that come back in better shape, some guys that come out really out of shape. This time around, during 25, they don't have that chance. They're always going to be on the hill. So how important is it to keep that stamina up so that whenever you come into fall camp, you can hit the ground running?
Oh, no, it's very important. And that's what you want. You want to come in with nothing slowing you down. You want to you want that off-season workout to be harder than what it's going to be when you get here. I mean, I've always said that. You want, when the season starts, you want that to be easier than what you had to do or what you made yourself do in the off-season. I mean, they gave us back then, they gave us stuff that we needed to do or they wanted us to do, and they told us what we were going to be tested on when we got back, so we knew where we needed to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, which is important. But now I'm pretty sure they're so far advanced than we were. We didn't have speed coaches when we were here. We just had the weight coach, and believe it or not, most of your coaches in the weight room, they know nothing about speed. Mm-hmm. Your football coaches don't know nothing about speed. Most of us speedy guys, we worked on our speed on our own. That was almost never a thing that the coaches worked on, because I mean, they didn't know. The strength coach didn't know. All he knew about getting you stronger, getting you bigger. But yeah, and these guys with stuff they got now, the coaches they have now, I'm pretty sure they have strength and speed coach conditioning.
Oh yeah,
up there. So I mean, hey, they have no reason not to be ready.
Well, and they've got it down to a science where they're trying to track exactly what your speed is in terms of miles per hour. I know that's been kind of a hot button topic that folks try to kind of zero in on. I don't like that personally, because I understand that hitting top end speed is going to be able to give you space whenever you get into the open field. But 75% of football is not in the open field. It's in traffic.
No, it's most I guarantee it's different for probably different positions. I mean, and it's different with different people. You know, the shorter, the smaller guys, mm-hmm. they're going to be explosive right now when it comes to speed. They're going to hit top speed a lot quicker than everyone else.
Yeah.
And you got those long, rangy guys that's not going to hit top speed until later on. But when it comes to track speed, it's who can hold that top speed longer. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, top speed is top speed. I mean, once you get to top speed, you're not going to get any faster. But it wouldn't be top speed. So when you hit your top speed, now it's how long can you hold it?
Yeah.
And then that's when your workout, you find out if your workout was what it was supposed to be. Because, I mean, you know how we watch Noah Lyles run, and most of his races are won at the end. You see him coming back, and you look at some of these guys, and you're like, God, he's picking up speed, and everybody's slowing down. No, he holds his top speed
till the end
a lot longer than most people, because whatever workout he's doing, it's made to the point where his top speed can stay there a lot longer than everyone else's, and everyone else is already slowing down. But it's with the science they have now on that stuff, these guys have no excuse not to be faster than we were or better than we were. I don't think they'll ever have the heart we had, but they might be bigger, stronger, and faster.
Yeah. Well, and I honestly feel like, having heart is that intangible that can only be measured within the person. And really their loyalty to the program. It was what it comes down to. I really feel like that to a point, because it's different for a guy like, say, Jaquan McCrory that came in, transfer from Oregon. He's a hog. But if you got Imarian Harris that grew up down in Central Arkansas, it means a little bit different.
Oh, of course. Believe it or not, it's your neighborhood where you grew up. That's a big part of it. And I guarantee Limbo and Greg, they were the same way when we all grew up. It was our neighborhood. That's what we did. When we left the house, we were looking for someone with a ball in their hand or enough guys to get a game going. Yeah. It didn't matter what game. We're going to be playing some game.
Yeah.
And those games got really, really, really tense. And I'm telling you, and I guarantee those guys would agree with me, those games in the neighborhood without pads got really, really tough.
Also, give us your questions, comments, concern, good, bad, or ugly. Throw them on here. We'll be on here for just a little bit longer. I do want to talk about the offensive line here in just a second. I also want to say thank you to Torchys Tacos, a sponsor for us, and Carbless Cocktails. They show us great hospitality each week, and it's always a great time up here. And next week, I'm going to tease this. I got a little special announcement that's going to come across here towards the end. And so I probably should have teased it before, but that's okay. You'll find out more also on social media here tomorrow morning. But Fernando Carmona was on the podcast. He was talking a little bit about what the offensive makeup, or the offensive line makeup next year is going to be. And he said, don't be surprised if you see some shakeup that was not what you saw this year. To me, and I understand that Fernando himself, I think he's every year that he was at either San Jose State or Arkansas was at right tackle.
Right.
I feel personally he's probably better set up to go at guard. He has that wide body stature. He does have quick feet, but if you can get a guy that's the size of a mountain beside him, to me, that makes things a little bit, that's going to probably aid in helping him if he's, if ever they're having to push out, speed rushers, the first thing you want to do is you want to push him out,
right,
to make him go further. So if, say, for instance, McCrory or somebody else, Corey Robinson that just transferred in from Georgia Tech, if they're having to push out a little bit more, now you got Carmona that can fill in some of that spot that Arkansas had a hell of a hard time blocking against, because there were too many times that we saw some Olay blocks and guys running free whenever they were supposed to switch.
Right. I agree with you, but you the way I look at that is you have to protect on your strength, meaning, okay, if I know this weekend we're facing two guys on the corner that gets up the field really, really good, mm-hmm. and I know that my two guards and my center is my strength, you know what?
Push them in.
Hey, no. I'm if they want to go out there, let them go. just keep running them all the way around.
Yeah.
Just don't be dropping your quarterback to a 5 or a 7 step drop, because he drops right into that stuff.
I was going to say, yeah, he's just lining right up for him
Exactly.
at that point.
So just keep your quarterback on that 3-step drop, even if he has to hold there an extra second or two. But yeah, I mean, you got to know what you're facing each week, and I think it comes in effect on what you're gonna do that week. I mean, if coaches aren't got to that point, they're missing. I mean, that's to most football players, that's common sense. I got 3 beasts in the middle, and my tackles are my weakness, and I'm facing some speed guys on the corner. Yeah, it's going to be all 3-step drops. I mean, the 3-step drop may look like a 5-step drop, because I might have him holding it on some plays for the receiver to get down the field a little farther, but it makes no sense to drop them back into that pass rush that your tackles can't block these guys.
How important is it for Talon to work on stepping up in the pocket to make a throw across the middle or an out for that matter? Because I feel like this year it was 1,000, 2,000, go. That's what it was.
Hey, Taylor, I think he give up on the blocking in the middle. I don't think we were that strong.
Yeah,
I think those guys in the middle a lot was getting in his lap, and he got to the point where he didn't rely on that middle to be there, and yeah, so he wouldn't. He's just, I'm not stepping up, because I mean, they're getting there, they're pushing them back, and I can't. Early part of the season, and I guess maybe later on in the season when they wasn't pushing them back, it was too late. Now my mindset's already one way, and now it's a natural instinct for me not to.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is you have something happen for 7 games in a row. Your reaction in game 8 is going to be the same as it was.
Yes.
And that's hard to correct. And I think that during the off season is that time to get that corrected.
Exactly.
And that's where I feel like Talon can make some strides, but the running backs can also make some strides, because there's been some missed blocks. I'm telling you what, that's your position too.
I said that early part of the season when you and I was doing this stuff, that our starter, horrible blocker. And that's what, when I first saw him, because I have no background on the kid. I didn't know who he was. But I saw him run the ball, then I saw him block. I'm like, this kid doesn't look like a natural running back. And I think you told me, no, he used to be a quarterback. I said, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
I said he runs like a quarterback. He blocks like a quarterback. I was like, he can't block at all. But I mean, and I guess that's why they didn't use the backs to block as much as I thought they should have.
And, I saw an interview with Nick Saban, and he was with Ryan Clark. And I laughed at this too. He's talking about Derrick Henry.
Okay.
When Derrick Henry first came on as a freshman that summer, right? Going into fall camp. And he was supposed to slide, pick up the end, didn't pick up the end, picked up the inside guy. Dude got a free run. Offensive coordinator is losing his mind on Derrick at this point. And Nick said, I didn't know what the world was going on. He kept doing it like over and over, like really riding his butt about this. And he said, I got to ask. So he said, I walked over to Derrick and he said, hey, what's going on? He said, listen, coach, I never had to block anybody in high school. I never knew what a protection read was. They just tossed me the ball and told me to go that way.
Go. Here you go, son. Go.
He said, I was too big and too fast. I was bigger and faster than everybody.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to worry about any of that. So that whenever they gave me the ball, they knew everything was okay. And they didn't tell me anything else. He said, I'm learning this for the first time. I need you to help me on this.
Hey, I'm telling you,
I saw a lot of that this year. Over here too.
Oh yeah. When you're having problems blocking and you need that running back to block, and if he's not a natural blocking running back, your best bet is to put him in a gap and tell him whatever comes through this gap you block.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of putting him on the end or anything like that, just put him in a gap between the center and the guard and say, if anything comes through here, it's yours.
How many times did we see a slide block to the left or the right, and there was no gap protection at all.
None.
And there was dudes running twists and running free. How many times did that happen?
Yeah.
So many times. That I know it drove Bobby crazy, but at the same time, that's where Eric Mateos has got to say, you know what, I got to take the bull by the horns at this point.
Oh yeah, you have to, man. It was frustrating to watch that, man. I mean, because when I see people like coaches and athletes at the top of their sport, and they're doing stupid stuff like that, not knowing how to fix little stuff like that, I'm like,
yeah,
how can you not know how to fix that? I mean, that's a fixable problem in about 5 minutes. But I mean, there's a lot of coaches out there that can't fix stuff like that on the sideline. They just can't do it. They need that week of I'm like, man, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, and that's what's mind-boggling is that I know that, and I've heard Razorback fans alike have really harped on this, in-game adjustments and making adjustments on the fly. I understand whenever you're on the sidelines, the first thing that position coach has got to sit there and say is, what are you guys seeing out there? And if they're telling you what they're seeing and you still can't make that fix, what are you doing there?
You know what I think they could have done?
What's that?
Turn around and ask Bobby. No, I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
I guarantee he knows how to fix it. And it only take him about 3 minutes to explain it to you. Yeah. But I think because it was Bobby's first year back here and first year with this crew, he didn't want to step on anybody's feet. But if they reach out and ask that dude, he can help you.
Oh, yeah.
And he can help the defense.
Well, I mean, you mentioned it before we got on here, that after he got into Talon during the Liberty Bowl, you saw him regress a little bit.
Yep.
And then after he came out at the second half, things flipped the switch again.
Right.
So that tells me Bobby figured out how to turn Talon's mind off of, oh, shit, to okay.
Well, he probably always knew how to do that. I just don't think he knew if it was going to work or not, because I think he knew this was the last game until next year. I'm gonna get in his ass because there's no tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about him going in the tank for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, he rolled his butt all the way up and down that sideline. I was glad to see it because it needed to happen a long time ago. That kid needs thicker skin. He needs to. I mean, like who was a comedian used to say, "Man, just blow that shit out." You can't keep holding it in. Blow it out.
Oh
yeah,
man.
he holds. You can tell he holds everything in. I mean, something bad happened, it stays with him. Let it go, man. Let it go.
Gosh, yeah. Well, and maybe that's something that Bobby was able to figure out with trying something different, and now he can build on that in the offseason.
Yeah. I mean, I hope you're right. And I'm pretty sure Bobby. Yeah. I hope you're right. I was surprised. I saw the numbers on Kalen this past season. I was like, you know what, man? I was riding this kid's butt all year.
They good numbers, though.
He had good numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, shit, if he'd have just been just a little bit better or had a little bit of that dog in him.
Yeah.
He might have been right there with Mallet in the numbers.
Yeah, next year.
I'm hoping he does. That means we're having a good year. But yeah, his numbers, it surprised me. I didn't think they were that good. But yeah, they're pretty good.
Man, it's been good.
Always.
I feel like it's almost kind of too short. You know me?
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, it's 30 minutes flew by real fast. Next week, Courtney Mims is going to join me at Fayetteville. And I think that's where I kind of got my wires crossed up beforehand too, because this guy is a stand-up dude, first off and foremost, and second off, you might have been cussing me in the truck, but you didn't let me know about it because he showed up in Fayetteville, and I got a show. We're doing a show next week in Fayetteville, and he had to come all the way up to Rogers. And I'm gonna tell you what, I felt so bad too because I forgot to tell him we'd done all of our shows in Fayetteville, And then the off season during the week, we're always here on Thursdays. And I forgot to tell him that. And I'm gonna tell you what, you too nice, man.
Nah, when you text me, I'm like, actually, when you text me, I was walking out of Torchys over there because I'm like, well, he's not here. Now, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, is it in Rogers? And you text me, and I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, you didn't tell me that.
Man, I'm so sorry about that. We'll get to we're gonna get fixed up the next time. But next Thursday night, 7 p.m., Torchys Tacos in Fayetteville. Myself, Courtney Mims will be live, so be sure to jump on with us. We're going to talk about all sorts of stuff. How about that Razorback basketball win last night?
They came back and won? I turned that one off, too.
Yeah, they won.
It's about time.
A Duke there hit a free throw to put them up by 1, missed the second free throw, got the rebound, and put it right back up for a 3-point victory at the buzzer.
Man, they needed that win. They needed that first win. You know what I was beginning to think? You know what? We went out and got Calipari, and I think Calipari had already set his mind up. He just wanted to fade away into the sunset, but we brought him back. He had no intentions, probably.
Let my lifeboat go.
Yeah,
Oh, man. Y'all take care, and thank you guys for joining us tonight here at Rogers Torchys location and live every Thursday night. Next week, we will be in Fayetteville, and if we do have any location changes, I promise I will let you know in advance.
Yes, you do that.
For Marshall and myself, Jason, y'all take care and go Hogs.
Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos in college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs.